Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of my New England Patriots franchise mode series right here on Madden 20. And today, it's playoff time in New England. Case Keenum and the Patriots finished with an 11-5 record, top of the NFL. Of course, whether or not, if we hadn't jumped in, who knows how successful we may or may not have been. Miracles have happened. We may have been 8-8. We may have missed out because the Jets had a draw. Who's to say? But Case Keenum has led this team to the postseason. Can you believe it? It pretty much the only hurrah for him. He will be replaced at the end of this year, but damn it, maybe this leads to him making just a little bit of money. The squad, a lot of question marks moving forward because of an aging team, and regardless of how many free agent signings we make, we have Cooper, we have Hooper, we have Jack. There's still a lot of work to be done over the next few years. And we'll see what we can do today in our effort to consistently stay competitive. This is the Texans team that we are up against. It's a damn shame I didn't wait to start this series for another couple of weeks because, my God, were the Texans involved in some interesting deals yesterday. David Clowney on the move. They get Tunsil and Stills from the Dolphins. Pretty ridiculous. They have Kareem Hunt, but he's hurt. So they will rely on Lamar Miller and Damian Williams. That's some pretty damn good running back depth. Wideout wise, DeAndre Hopkins still there. Aguilar signed. Will Fuller, who's injured. Warmack as a rookie. Whoever spelled your name like that, buddy. I'm gonna assume it was your parents or the doctor didn't know how to spell. But yikes. Tight end wise, Tyler Higbee is there, and Connor Wallner, rookie out of Texas A&M. The O-line, Gregor Robinson, Jonathan Cooper. Oh my sweet God. It's not great, is it? It's not horrible. But yeah, you're going to have two pretty rough players. At least two 60s on that O-line. J.J. Watt next to D.J. Reader. DT's Shelby Harris and Al Woods. Linebackers, Merciless, McKinney, and Clowney. So that's still outrageous. And then corners, Bradley Roby, who's hurt. Waynes and Eli Apple. Safeties, Justin Reed and Gibson. It's not bad. They have some noticeable weak spots, but this should be a win. Dare I say, this should be a win. Whether or not it will be, well, guess what? We're not wasting any time today. We're getting right down to business. Let's do this. Let's get our answer. Although I hope the answer is, I hope the answer is that we win. Hopefully, that is what is about to be revealed, that we win, and that we can get a little bit of revenge for last year in terms of that playoff journey that fell just a little bit short. Let's see what we can do here against J.J. Watt and the Houston Texans. An hour away from glory, from moving on to another AFC title game, which, just kind of used to making AFC title games, I think, at this point, right? We want to continue that trend. Damn it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Playoff time as they hit a 29-yard field goal to start things off. We will sim through the first, as we always do. And we get a late touchdown there to take the lead. That was a 3-yard touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. Let's go to the half. See what the Texans can do here. They take the lead 10-7. We fall short of putting up points on that first attempt, not on the second. And ultimately it ends up being a 14-13 lead. At the half, Gostkowski missed a 28-yard field goal. And then we get, again, I don't know why it says that there's two different possessions. It was an 11-yard touchdown pass to Julian Edelman. We go through the third. Close game thus far. Houston regains the lead 21-14, and they are threatening to score again, and they do. 28-14 for the Texans. Vincent Smith, maybe I shouldn't have called you out for your name, as we do at least hit a field goal, but it's an 11-point game with 11 minutes left. We need a stop here, or we're in a whole lot of trouble. Wow. The defense has not shown up today. I think we can safely say this is a loss if I don't jump in. It might still be a loss, man. This is gonna be rough. Like, I might have to try and cheese this and just start spamming verticals to make this work out for us, because damn. Hell of a catch there, Edelman. Jesus Christ, he just keeps breaking every tackle. Keenum has 2 touchdowns in this game. It's just defensively, there was just no answer. I won't go into the cheese plays just yet. We'll see if we can march down here, as unlikely as that is. I gotta get rid of that. I panicked. I saw a member of the O-line fall on his ass, and I thought we were seconds away from getting knocked onto ours. Ours, as in Case Keenum's. We'll try the screen. Horrible blocking, horrible blocking, horrible blocking, but James White has wheels. And indeed maybe a wagon, as he gets the first down. 5 minutes left. We are not leaving the AI all that much time to try and get us the ball back, because I will let the defense do its business, and hopefully they can get us the ball back, which again isn't looking that likely. There wasn't that much build-up necessary. Okay, the game suggested me verts. We're doing it. There wasn't that much in terms of build-up. It's just, okay, you guys know what the team looks like. You know the situation. Oh my God, what a catch. What a catch there. That was Rivers, one of our kind of depth wideouts. Crazy play. But there wasn't that much build-up, so it's like, okay, hey, we're in it. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're cruising along, and oh, we're in a hell of a lot of trouble. Keenum rolls out. He's got nothing but speed. Jesus, look at the high steps. Case Keenum. I will take that. Gets the rushing TD. And the question is whether or not we are good enough to stop them. I don't know if we are. It's an 11-point game with 4 minutes left. The defense needs to come up big, and they do. 2:23 left. We're at our own 21. We need to score a touchdown without wasting a timeout. How unlikely is that, you ask? Very. Although we will be able to stop the clock soon. Oh my God. Edelman, just get out of bounds. There we go. Huge first play. Huge first play for Julian Edelman. They are leaving that left side open. That's twice now that we've hit them. Of course, the rushing touchdown with Keenum included, as they are threatening to bring pressure. Edelman, great catch. Great catch. The fact we haven't hit the 2-minute warning yet is absolutely tremendous. Let's see what else we can get out of this. As much as I'd love to be able to run the ball with them only rushing 3, it's not going to work. That was a rough catch by James White. Thankfully, it wasn't stripped. That will bring us to the 2-minute warning. A better catch animation. We could have gotten out of bounds. So this is going to be close. We need to capitalize here, get this touchdown, and then probably control the defense as well, because I don't trust the AI to be smart enough to call timeouts. We've learned that lesson the hard way. Oh God. Damn it. I was trying to lead him into the open. He didn't want to move. James White was pretty much tethered. 3rd and 4. This is horrifying. Just to be able to even try to pull off this comeback. Good catch. Get to the line. We can't burn these timeouts, because I don't trust that an onside kick will work. Having to throw over the middle there sucked. Touchdown! What? How did 39 hit him hard enough to knock that loose? He barely even touched him. That's a travesty. That's an obstruction of justice. Great catch there. Hooper can't break another tackle, though. 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left. We're up to the 5. 5 yards left. Thank God there's not 5 seconds left. Oh God. Oh God. Nobody moved. Nobody moved. I should have just gone with it. I hate that. They get to the end zone and they just stand there like buffoons. They're doing it again. Oh, this is a disaster. We gotta spike it too. We're out of time, man. We're out of time. We're going to need that onside kick. Just nobody got open. We need this touchdown here, but just people ran into the end zone and then just hid behind the last man and never tried to get open. And that could cost us. And a horrible throw by Keenum. This game's over. Too much to ask for. By the end of it, the Texans defense was able to hold on. The alternative option was to kick the field goal. And maybe that's what we should have done. Kick the field goal, try to get the ball back, and then go for the touchdown. Wow. We just got bounced in the first round. Well, divisional round at least. First round for us. The defense has an absolute nightmare of a day. And ultimately, the difference is just too much for me to make up. Back-to-back disappointments in the playoffs. That is the only way to look at it. My God. That sucks. Just at the end of that, I didn't want to run a cheese play. I just couldn't get anybody open. They played it so well. And again, just on a couple of those occasions, just having the receivers fucking stand there and not move when other times they would. Keenum had a good game, but fucking Watson ripped us asunder to shreds, one might say. The running game just wasn't quite what we would have wanted. Hooper had a great game. Edelman with a touchdown as well. The O-line struggled a bit. 4 sacks allowed. Jack with 14 tackles, which really isn't a good sign. We got to the quarterback a few times. Had Gostkowski not missed the field goal, it would have been a 7-point game. Wow. That's tough. Obviously, I'm a little bit frustrated that I couldn't get the touchdown there at the end, but I don't know. Like I said, the alternative was to kick a field goal early and then hope to get the ball back, but then still have to score a touchdown, you know? So, the issue was the few plays that we had, they were over the middle because they were perfectly defending the sideline. And then we get to the red zone, and it just wasn't open. It just wasn't there. We needed to go for a little bit of a quick hit, and they just played perfect defense at the end. This season has come to a close in very disappointing fashion. The Case Keenum era over as soon as it began. That is... God, that sucks. And ultimately, we have a Super Bowl rematch. It's Colts-Saints in the Super Bowl this year. So the Colts would have ended up beating Houston. And the other matchup was Cowboys and Saints, that the Saints won. So a chance for an all-Texas final, and instead we get a rematch. Indy and New Orleans in the Super Bowl. But man, what a massive disappointment. So we do get some upgrade points. Miles Jack up to an 85 legit, 87 due to morale. But 2 years in a row, just a real kind of devastating, like, oh, it's over. Just that abrupt. Like, you know, things are looking good, and then just, nope, it's over. And that's tough to come back from. That is very tough to come back from. We might end up taking Marciano just because of the kick power. Try to craft the accuracy from there. I'm going to double check with these guys. Although, in fairness, either one of those two kickers will be good for us. Punter-wise, we took a punter last year, so we should be fine. In terms of who to scout, again, we have that running back scout. Wideout-wise, we're good. I think, yeah, we look running back-wise, we look tight end-wise, and then scout anybody on the O-line that we can afford to look at. So we'll see what we have here. Of course, this is really just in case we decide to let go of James White. We could bring in somebody in the draft to make something happen. So we'll see who wins Super Bowl 55, and it is the Saints. So there you go. They win that matchup against the Colts again. And that brings us to this moment here. Now, Deron Rivers, Jared Steele, We're going to let go of them. They were depth signings for the year. Isaac Whitaker as well. Pat Bost. All of those... Oh, excuse me. All of those guys can go. They were just random depth signings. Now the question is... Well, number one, with Devin McCourty, we already know. He's down to a 77. He's done. James White is 29. He wants a 4-year deal. I'm going to let him go because he's going to fall off. And about $5 to $6 million bucks to bring him back for one season. We're going to move on from James White, which sucks, but now's the time for him to go. Devin McCourty's gone. Jason McCourty's gone. Donta Hightower's gone. Lawrence Guy is gone. My God, this defense is about to crumble on us. Holy hell. Again, James White can go. We'll have Sony Michel, and we'll still be looking okay. Maybe pick somebody up in this draft. The McCourty twins are gone, which really sucks. But it's time to let them go because there's a chance they're going to be even more, lower rated by the time we get to the beginning of the season. And I mean, the good thing is, Devin's not looking for that much. Jason, though, still looking for $3 million bucks. Like, we have to commit that money elsewhere. I love Donta Hightower, but he's down to a 77. Lawrence Guy, again, there's a chance he could drop off even more. Now's the right time to move on, even though he's not looking for that expensive of a deal. We'll see what it's looking like free agency-wise. As J.C. Jackson, we'll just give him a 5-year deal to save a little bit of money long term. So J.C. Jackson's back. Gostkowski's gone. John Simon's gone. James Devlin, we're probably going to look for a fullback in the later rounds, so I think James Devlin's gone. Dietrich Wise will probably drop. Duron Harmon we're going to drop. Pennell, who was actually cut in real life, he's gone. Keenum's gone. Rivers is gone. There is a lot of turnover. J.C. Jackson is the only guy that we're going to commit to bringing back right now. And we'll see what the rest of free agency looks like. But this team just took a major hit. Now, we do have $59.5 million bucks to spend. But we'll see if there's any place where it's spending it. I'm not bringing in Phillip Rivers for a one-stop. We know we're taking a quarterback. And honestly, worst case scenario, we start Spitzer next year. I mean, I'd rather commit to drafting somebody or starting a rookie than bring in like Nick Mullins or even a Phillip Rivers for 1 year. I'm not going to do that. I think the issue is, though, for anybody who was upset that it's like, okay, the chat, way too used to streaming, that the comments elected to kind of build up, through free agency rather than an outright rebuild, you're going to get a bit of, you're going to get your wish here because this is going to be a little bit rough. This is going to be a little bit rough. I'm tempted to bring in Rivers, but if we end up getting that quarterback, then there's no point. What are we going to have Rivers as the backup behind Spitzer? We'll see what other money could be spent. Marlon Mack, not worth the big money deal to bring in another top running back right now. We're going to have Harris. We're going to have somebody else. Again, if there's money to be spent, we'll take a look at that. Fullback-wise, again, James Devlin's still not bad at this point, but I'll probably just look to take a younger fullback and seeing if we can turn him into something. I'm not too worried about it. I do love me some James Devlin, but he's not even that expensive. You know what? I might look to bring back Devlin for a year. It's James Devlin, man. That's a 95-point offer. I could probably lower that by quite a bit. That's a 75. If he accepts that, we'll take him. Wideout-wise, oh God, how far has Edelman dropped? In fairness, we need to check retirements as well. Because there is a chance this could be... No, I don't want stories. Fuck, I wanted transactions. There we go. Retirement-wise, Adam Vinatieri retired, Aqib Talib and others, but right now what I want to pay attention to is us and us alone. Julian Edelman's retired, as has Michael Bennett. This team just wasted one hell of a chance at being competitive again by losing to the Texans. That is rough. So wideout-wise, we have Cooper and Harry. That's it. And a couple of practice squad guys who are ultimately going to be dropped. So if we can find a third option at wideout, we need to make the most of it. How much? Man, Kirk Cousins wants $11 million for 1 year. That's insanity. Again, we'll reconsider those. Wideout wise, Sammy Watkins at 28 for a third option. That's a very expensive third option, but it would be a decent one. Of course, Hooper and Ebron are still there. A lot of you guys not happy with the dual threat. I'm still relatively content with it. I mean, obviously, there's no one that we need there because we have Hooper. Zay Jones available, Taywan Taylor, Albert Wilson, Trent Taylor. Our Julian Edelman replacement, Trent Taylor. He is perfect. This is rough. John Ross for the ridiculous speed. I mean, Ross and Jakeem Grant for the ridiculous speed could work. In terms of the top slot option, I mean, really it is Taylor. I mean, Wilson's 2 years older. To be honest, maybe we do look to bring in a Julian Edelman replacement and Trent Taylor. It's a 92-point offer. Might have to offer him a little bit more, but that's not a big deal. It's a 94-point offer. And then I'm going to look at John Ross. Oh God, how much do I want to really spend on him is the question. Let's drop that a little bit. 82-point offer. And Jakeem Grant as well. The issue with Grant is he just likes to plummet overall. Doesn't take long for that to happen. I have to offer him a little bit more than that. 70-point offer. I think, yeah, if we can get Ross, Grant, and Taylor, that's a decent little setup. Taylor is a slot option, then we get some secondary speed options out there. I think I'm good with that. On the O-line, Decker, we don't need him. We have Wynn. Even if he wasn't ideal this year, still we're okay. Tooney's there, Andrews, Mason, and of course Landry, who is great. So Taylor Moton's not bad at all, actually. Was there anybody else? I mean, Decker's 27 and a 77. Lindsley is 30, 27, and an 81 in Moton. I mean, if we wanted to get out from under that David Andrews contract early, we could. Pick up Taylor Moton, the Moton. And that could be alright, because, I mean, I do want to get rid of Marcus Cannon as well. What would that be for an offer? 95. Tampa is in on this guy big time. It's not to say that we couldn't be. I mean, if we were to pick him up, we would pretty much be committed to trading either Tooney or Andrews, probably Andrews. As my controller has died, apparently the light's not off. Okay, sure. I trust you, Xbox. I trust you. That's not a bad deal, really. It's an expensive as hell deal, though. We're not going to do that. Campbell, I mean, you're way too old. Derek Barnett's available. Not a bad option. DTs, of course, we have Armstead. Lawrence Guy is still serviceable. Ogunjobi's 1 point worse and a few years younger. It's either we bring back Guy or Ogunjobi, and then Winovich is there. But as is Carl Lawson, we're going to be looking at... I think, again, we're going to be looking at spending money. I mean, it's not going to be the best options. Like, we can compete with the Chiefs for an expensive as hell option in Barnett. The issue here, though, I think we have to handle this like we did not that long ago, or like last offseason, where it's like, okay, whoever we don't, sign, that's who we look to pick up in the draft, and that's where our replacements will come from. If we commit to only rebuilding through the draft right now, it's going to be a little bit rough. It's going to be a little bit rough. We can go for one more year of Lawrence Guy or try to get Ogunjobi. That's another expensive acquisition, though, with Ogunjobi, because teams are really bidding him up right now. But we'll see what that potentially does. So yeah, I mean, D-line wise, we get Derek Barnett. It's not a great option, but it's an option. We get Ogunjobi. Probably bring in Carl Lawson as well, and just try to make the most of this. I at least want to see if we were to explore these options here, what we'd be looking at, money wise, and I'll let you guys know, or I'll give you guys a chance to be like, hey, don't do this, whatever we want to do there. Because there are some good free agents available, right? There are. And it's a way to obviously stay fairly competitive consistently. A lot of people don't like, the building up with just free agents, but in a way, what are you going to do? As Bentley is good enough to be the second choice at middle linebacker. Although I don't know if we're going to run a 3-4 or a 4-3 this year. I mean, our playbook has both. Bentley's good enough to be a decent middle linebacker, rather than spending, trying to outbid for any of those top options. And then Campbell's still there. Hightower, the top free agent option. Go figure, the Dolphins are in for him. Corners. God, J.C. Jackson's our second corner right now, huh? I mean, we could get Richard Sherman as a short-term solution, but you see, we're already down to just $10 million available. And that's with the few offers, at least I feel the few offers we've sent out. It's like we could pick up an Eli Apple, a Hargreaves. There aren't great options there. That's screaming we need corners in the draft, or at least one good one. And Gilmore is also 30. Roby Coleman's 29. Safety-wise, we do need somebody. And tough call, Justin Evans, Xavier Woods. Malcolm Jenkins is a bit too old. Patrick Chung is also overpaid at this point. So, yeah, I mean, the idea of going after Phillip Rivers right now, that's just not going to cut it. There's no way. There's just no way. The money is not there. We're pretty much committing to getting a quarterback. I mean, even Kirk Cousins is too expensive. Like, we'd be looking at bringing back Keenum or Bortles, in which case, fuck it, play Spitzer and hope he develops. I'd rather go for that option. Running back-wise, no real point in spending big money on a free agent here. I mean, even C.J. Anderson would be $2.5 million per. We might as well just play Harris and draft a running back. We might as well. I mean, there's certainly a second choice stopgap. Whether that be someone like Alex Collins or Anderson. Leonard Fournette would be one hell of a 1-2 punch. Only reason to go after Fournette would be if we could, lowball him and have him still accept. That cap hit's actually pretty damn good for a Leonard Fournette. What's Marlon Mack looking for? Jesus, Marlon Mack would be cheap as hell. That'd be one way to keep up the dual threat at running back. That's for sure. I mean, I get it. We want to feed Sony Michel the ball as much as possible, and the AI tends to not run. So it's really not that wise to invest that much money. That is for sure. But we could bring back Devlin for a fairly cheap deal. Maybe if we draft a fullback, we just get rid of Devlin. Wideout-wise, I mean, we can look to sign Taylor. With Ross and Grant, we could just say, okay, one of you, and then draft a wide receiver. Tight end-wise, we're fine. Of course, we could move out Ebron if we wanted to free up a little bit more cap. The O-line, we're fine. I mean, yeah, Andrews, Tooney, Mason, they're getting up there. We still have to move Marcus Cannon, but not worth the big money deal. And again, someone like Derek Barnett, Ogunjobi, Lawson, we can spend the money on them, or we can look to make draft picks. But again, we're not going to get all of these free agents, obviously. Some people are still going to reject. And at the end of the day, we're not really going to have the assets to be able to draft high-quality players throughout the draft in each of these spots. So we do have to be a little bit selective. Like I said, quarterback-wise, fuck it, we'll draft a quarterback. Running back-wise, we'll probably draft a running back in like the 3rd or 4th round and hope for the best. We could spend money, but let's just run Sony Michel for the next 4 years until his legs fall off. Wide receiver-wise, of course, we already talked about that. So it is pretty straightforward. I mean, I think the offers that I have out now are the ones that I would commit to more than likely. I think those are the ones that I'd commit to. Probably look for a corner in the draft. Only one that I'm not sure on, I mean, can look at someone like Evans. We know that we're not bringing back the McCourties, although I do love them. Oh, God. Jason wants a $3 million for a 1-year deal, huh? Whew. Never mind, with that signing bonus, that's expensive as shit. We're not bringing back the McCourties. I can tell you that much. But, you know, it's like we could go for Justin Evans at safety. Bump that up to like 4. It'd be a 92-point offer for him. And the other safety spot, we're looking at Patrick Chung. So we obviously need to draft a safety this year. We know that for sure. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Give your input. Let me know what you think. Of course, these are the guys that we have offers sent out to right now. Even if we go forward with offers to all these guys, there's no way every single one of them signs. We had people reject last year. People would reject this year as well. And as we move towards the draft, I mean, obviously, you know, the thought's going to be out there to wheel and deal a little bit. And I'll leave it up to you whether or not we have free reign to just try to keep this team as competitive as possible. I mean, when you look at players that we're going to want to move on from, and I can cut some practice squad guys like Walton to free up a little bit more cap space. But when you look at this, I mean, Eric Ebron could absolutely be used. Maybe we look to take a tight end or just sign a random guy and let Ryan Izzo be the second choice option. Marcus Cannon can absolutely be traded to free up that cap space, no doubt. And then again, the rest of the O-line still looking pretty damn good, I gotta be honest. And defensively, there's really nobody who's drastically overpaid through the middle. We could cash out on Gilmore if we really wanted to be cheap. We could try to cash out on Gilmore right now while his value's at its highest before it crashes. And then someone like Patrick Chung, I mean, not on that bad of a deal, right? But we certainly have needs, and we're not going to be able to fill all those needs through just, the draft. We need to sign some free agents. But the good thing is, even if half of those players sign, that leaves us the draft to fill the rest of those spots. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think down in those comments below. I will see you in the next episode, and we will go through the draft and get this team set up for Season 3. Who will the quarterback of the New England Patriots be? That is a very, very good question. And have we wasted our opportunity, our last opportunity at winning, for a decent amount of time?